Hey, what's up YouTube? Thanks for tuning in this week to Reptiles, Rattlesnakes, and Natural Resources. I apologize about the delay over the last several weeks. There's been a week that we skipped a broadcast, but we have been busy with all kinds of reptile stuff. We've got lots and lots of breeders breeding. Been doing a lot of acquisitions for zoos, aquariums, nature centers, collectors, things like that. So been in the field quite a bit. That's been nice to kind of get out of the break of cold weather and really pursue the warm temps and what kind of founder stock that we can get out of the wild. So that's been pretty good the last few days. It'll only get better. But I wanted to look at the unveiling or unboxing of the newest Hognose book, Albino Hognose Traits. So this just came in the mail yesterday. This is a proof. This is a paperback version. It's color pictures inside. It's got some really cool stuff. Every Hognose aficionado is going to want to have one of these books. So what we've got inside is a morph guide that focuses on specific traits. So this is a smaller version. It's a set of 4 books. The other books are going to be a little larger than this one. This one's about 100 pages, got I think 150 photos. So we've got some full color centerfold shots. We've got some really cool artwork that's in there. So for instance, this is a really cool art shot of a true Hypo Hognose snake. So really cool matte painted photograph that's in there. So you'll get each one of those 10 morphs that are listed here will have some various artwork, some really cool stuff based on each of the 10 morphs. So you get a descript in there. There's a description of what the morphs are. There's also some really cool stuff that's kind of the feature of this book. I've done a lot of research into acquiring original photos. So not all the photos in this book are going to be top quality. However, you're going to get to see some first released photos that have never been released before. Let me find one here to show you. Pretty cool. So for instance, this one here on this page, this is the very first Evans Hypo that ever hatched out in captivity. So took a lot of work, a lot of dedication to find these photos, to acquire these photos from their original photographers. But these are some of the cool things that you're going to be able to see in the book. Lots of really cool other morphs. There's some albinos that have been found in the wild that are photographed in here. So make sure to check that out. I'll have some giveaways, some product giveaways soon, where there's going to be some stuff that you're going to be able to win on some of the Hognose forums. So be looking for the Albino Traits Guide Hognose book. So coming soon, we're going to have pattern morphs. That's going to cover all the array of patterns. It's going to cover also a lot of patterns that are unexplored or unproven. We've got the white sides from Europe that have been hatched out and are being worked with. We've got Woodruff Hypo, if you've ever heard the term of that one before. There's other different pattern morphs that are going to be classified in those books and show you some pictures to make comparison shots. This will be a great way for those that have snakes that they suspect to be somewhat different than the norm to be able to compare to their snakes with an actual book. It's kind of hard to do online sometimes, but if you've got an actual book to hold side by side, you're not having to make prints and other things like that of a lot of the stuff you see online. So hopefully that'll help a lot of you guys that are newcomers, or even some of us old-timers that think we may have acquired something inadvertently. Because, hey, let's face it, that stuff floats up and pops up in the hobby all the time. For instance, recently I got some animals that are pistachio, and somebody inadvertently sold those as just colorful pastel normals, and they ended up being an actual recessive trait. So got some gravid females on those guys right now, and looking forward to seeing how they hatch out, and should be a really fun time with that. So lots of morphs just kind of float in They have to be. The untrained eye can overlook these things, so just want to encourage you guys to look for this stuff. So these guides will help you. Grab a guide. They're going to be inexpensive. We haven't determined a price just yet. However, they're going to be inexpensive enough for you to be able to acquire one. Maybe you can get all 4 of the volumes and have the set. And that way you can take these books to the shows if you want to and compare them with some of the snakes that you see there for sale. And you may end up with a treasure trove, right? You may end up with something that's worth quite a bit of money for a nominal amount of money. So last year I was at Daytona show. There were snakes I saw there that were mislabeled. I saw a caramel snow anaconda for $500 for a female. So you can find stuff if you just kind of look for the right deal, the right place. This book does not cover values, but at least you can look at animals that you might make a good bit of money or a good investment on, because the seller just wants to get rid of them or thinks that they're not the morph that they really are. So lots of cool stuff to look into with that. So you guys check that out. Coming soon, pattern traits coming soon. Combo traits, that's going to be the last one released this year. Combo traits should be about a 200-page book, because there's been so many combinations that have been created in the hognose market. So you guys make sure to check that out. That's going to be a really cool one. And then the other one is color traits. So if you're wondering what traits will be included in colors, it's not just limited to yellows, reds, and greens. I'm including sable in that one. I'm including axanthic in that one. I'm including leucistic in that one. So really cool morphs that are considered more your colors. Lemons will be in that, obviously, with the yellow associations there. Lots of different greens have floated through. The late Court Gaverth, if you had a chance to know that guy, really cool guy. He furnished me with a load of pictures. So any of the lemons or the greens that came from him are going to be in there. Any of the Woma that came from him or came from Jeff Galewood, those are going to be in our pattern traits book. Another one to look for in our color trait book is the mocha. Now, mocha could be classified as a pattern trait because it's got some crazy things going on with patterns. However, I think that the signature trait with all mochas is the color. So they've just got a grayish brown color that seems to be pretty consistent even when outcrossed largely. They are most likely a line trait with a dominant element, but they have that color that's pretty much signature. They've also got pretty much red eyes that you can see, red to reddish brown colored eyes, even when they've been bred down to the 4th and 5th generation. So some cool stuff to check out with that color guide. Guys, thanks for tuning in this week to Reptiles, Rattlesnakes, and Natural Resources. Check us out on hognose1.com. That's HOGNOSE, the number 1.com, for more information, more products and services. And these books will be on there before too long. Hey guys, also check out, I'm going to be doing a spring promo. So if you haven't bought the big morph guide yet, you're going to want to see that morph guide. We're going to have a discount on that. That's going to help offset shipping costs, especially if you're from other places around the world. You can apply that code, and that will help to reduce your shipping cost. It may reduce or cover your VAT tax, something like that. So if you're in another country, I've had lots of requests from Singapore, Malaysia, requests from Germany, from Holland, from South Africa, other places like that. You guys make sure to be looking for that code. I will release that code on an upcoming video, and you guys can check that out there. Thanks for tuning in, guys.